What's the cruelest thing someone's ever paid you to do? My friend's girlfriend Venmo'd me $200 with the message, brutally crush her heart for me. I accepted the request, but thought, wow, what a sick joke. About 2 weeks ago, at my friend's birthday party, his girlfriend Aria cornered me in the kitchen. I need you to date my roommate Amelia for exactly 3 weeks, then break up with her. She pulled out her phone and showed me a picture of the most gorgeous girl I'd ever seen. Dark brown hair and eyes like sapphire. She's been obsessed with an ex who ghosted her 6 months back. I'm done watching her cry over a guy who doesn't deserve her tears. I'd rather she cry over a guy like you and move on quickly. The plan was simple enough. Make Amelia fall for me, then hurt her in a nicer way. A smaller heartbreak to get over the bigger one. I told her it was cruel, but she'd already written me a script with conversation starters and favorite books. I accepted to get her off my back and for the easy money. It wasn't hard to find her at the bookstore. Amelia sat directly beside the window, the light hitting her gently, highlighting the different hues in her eyes. She looked like a painting from a distance and became the only girl to ever make me nervous. I walked over and smiled softly. Is this seat taken? She glanced up at me, her smile meeting mine clumsily. Yes, I mean no, please sit. I watched her ears burn red. Cute. I pointed at the book in her hand. Also a fan of Rebecca Yarros? She giggled. You know this is a romance book for women, right? I shrugged. Yeah, well, I like the dragons. That made her laugh harder, which made me feel relieved. Aria had sent me cliff notes late at night, and I'll be honest, I wasn't very good at memorizing, but I did remember seeing the word dragons. The rest of the book club date went smoothly to the point where half of the time I wasn't acting, and we ended up staying in the parking lot talking until closing time. When Amelia mentioned her ex and got this sad look, it snapped me back. Right, the favor, I thought, feeling kinda disappointed almost. The second date felt dangerously real. I picked up Amelia from the book club on my motorcycle, putting on a worn leather jacket that had been hidden for months after my dad passed. She got on the bike full of fear and excitement, like a kid on a field trip for the first time. Amelia screamed as I took her along the winding roads and gasped when she saw the spot overlooking the city. They look like stars, she shouted. We both stared out at the twinkling view of the skyline. The sound of crickets around us made it feel like we were in our own world. It's funny, I said, licking my lips anxiously. I don't usually bring people up here. She raised an eyebrow and jabbed me with her elbow playfully. Oh, and why is that? I shook my head at her tone and took in a deep breath. This is where I came after my dad died. He and I used to go on rides together up here for years. I turned away, fighting back emotions that I hid away carefully to protect myself. Amelia slipped her hand in mine and squeezed hard. It's okay. I'm glad I can share this with you. I nodded. We spent another hour staring at the bright lights, talking about our family before heading back. Aria made sure to check in the next day. I don't know what you're doing, but it's working. She's looking happier than ever. Her words didn't make me feel good. It made me nauseous with guilt instead, and it made me think about how I'd go through with the final date. The night before then, Amelia showed up to my place saying, I'm sorry if this is going to sound crazy, but I couldn't say it over the phone. I'm in love with you, and I hope you are too. She stood at my doorway, fidgeting and breathing heavily from her nerves. I had never felt more happy and heartbroken all at once. I'm sorry, but I don't feel the same way, I said through my teeth. I tried to close the door, but she stepped her foot through to stop me. But what about the things before? I shook my head and looked away, doing my best to keep things together. I thought I could handle your baggage, but you're exhausting. My tone felt scripted, but I had no choice. She needed this. Aria had said so. Every time you talk about your ex, I realize you'll never be over them. Amelia looked at me, pain apparent across her face. You know what? You're right. I was too much. Too much for someone who's emotionally vacant. At least my ex had the decency to just disappear, not this performative cruelty. I watched her run down the hallway of the apartment, wiping tears from her eyes. I slammed the door closed, regret flushing over me. I didn't deserve her anyway, I tried to convince myself. 3 days later, we both showed up at Aria's apartment to return the money. Aria smiled awkwardly. She pointed at us. I paid you guys for the same thing. Look, Aria was hurting over an ex, and you were hurting over your dad. And I thought, hey, what better way to not feel hurt than love, right? We glared at her while she backed into a corner. Amelia and I stared at each other in silence until she asked quietly, so, you don't like dragons? I burst out into laughter and pulled her into my arms. I do. I freaking love them. That first kiss tasted like regret and relief.